It says that it has access for TikTok, but it's not uploading. But anyway, welcome to today's broadcast of the Sarah Nutritional Therapy live broadcast. We're live streaming to Facebook at SAIRNT. Instagram didn't upload either, but Twitter at Some Sweet Foods, Twitch at SAIRNT, and we're on the HAPS app and YouTube at SAIRNT. So we are live streaming to these places. So just want to thank you for joining today. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, first of all, I want to remind you, drink your water. Make sure that you're drinking 4 bottles a day. Y'all need to check in on me and make sure that I'm drinking it too, because I am a little dehydrated. And you know what? I'm going to just a real quick little something here. See these are my smile lines here. I've had them my entire life, right? They show up more when I get dehydrated, as well as the fine lines that are up here. Look, I'm pointing out this stuff because I see it. It may or may not show on the camera. I don't know. But at 54, I'm not mad about it. Okay. But when I get a little dehydrated and I don't drink enough water, those things show up. So make sure that you're drinking water. It keeps your skin healthy and hydrated as well. So also want to remind you to go over to the American Diabetes Association. Go to their website. You can take pre-diabetes assessment over there. Just want to, that's a little bit about the housekeeping that we have to do. Remember, I'm Teresa T.L. Matthew. I'm the founder of Some Foods, the maker of Some Sweet. And Some Sweet is the most spectacular sweetener that there is on the market. So I just want to thank you all for joining me today. Now, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about some healthy foods or some foods that will help you fight anxiety and stress. So, came across this little tidbit as I was doing some research and different things, as I am always doing, and this is about helping you fight foods that help you fight anxiety and stress. So let's just jump right on into the subject matter. And I think this first one that's listed here is something that we talked about today. Hello, Quartify. Anybody that's in here, if you're in here on TikTok, go ahead and let me know that you're in the room. Tap the screen. Give me some hearts for Mary. Thank you very much for joining. Tap the screen. Give me some hearts, likes, just tap there. Tap, tap, tap. Let me know that you're there. Yamaris, thank you all for joining. So, this is I am recording my podcast for those who would like to, so that you know. So if I'm not very interactive with you on TikTok, just hang around for the information. Tap, tap, tap. Let me know that you're in here. Let me know where it is that you're coming from. Appreciate you so much for joining. All right. So first thing we're going to talk about today, we're talking about foods that fight anxiety. So I don't know, stress and anxiety. So I don't know if anybody out there has experiences stress. Anybody out there experience stress, have issues with stress? We want to talk about some foods that can help you fight that stress and anxiety, give you a little bit of background as to why these foods will help aid with that stress and anxiety. So number one on the list is something that I think we've talked about in the last couple of days. That is fermented foods. So fermented foods like miso, tempeh, sauerkraut, kimchi, they contain probiotics. Let me also throw in there and yogurt, right? Those foods contain probiotics, and this is a friendly bacteria that it lives in your GI tract, and it helps to defend against harmful pathogens and microbes. So eating more probiotics can take care of your gut microbiome and potentially benefit the gut brain connection. And let's talk about the importance of the gut brain connection. You know that whenever you're feeling nervous or you're feeling some tension about anything, you will always um, you'll feel it in your gut, in your, maybe your stomach. Maybe some of you just call that your stomach area. You feel it in that region. Sometimes express special nervousness may cause you to feel nauseated. May make you feel like, like you want to have, diarrhea or something like that, like you got to go to the bathroom. It's just all nervousness, right? And so those kind of things, and then you have that anxious, that nervous, anxious feeling. That's also, it's your brain and your gut are connecting, right? So that's that gut brain connection. It's also a part of your intuition, and sort of like that window, that feeling like, ooh, I just have this really, I have this feeling. So it's all nervousness, feelings, things like that. That's your gut brain connection. And fermented foods will help to increase your positive, your good gut microbiome. And keeping it healthy is super important. Hey, you guys, can I get some likes here? Can you tap on the screen? Give me some likes if you're in here. If you're really in the room, right there, give me some likes. Let's run those likes up. So I'd like to get some. So start giving me some hearts, some hearts, some hearts. All right. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you are getting friendly bacteria into your GI system. So the next food that we have on the list here is going to be cherries. Now I think we talked about this as well. We talked about cherries. I think I mentioned that yesterday in yesterday's podcast. So cherries contain antioxidants like quercetin, which can help promote feelings of calmness. So, eating more fruits and veggies in general has also been linked to decreased symptoms of anxiety and depression and increased happiness levels. Some studies have shown that eating 5 or more servings per day helps to boost your mood. Yet, according to the Centers for Disease Control, hmm, only 10% of Americans hit that recommendation. So, I do believe I have a post on TikTok that shows how easy it is to get your 5 a day of fruits, fruits and veggies. How easy it is to get your 5 a day. So you want to make sure that you're getting that. And in particular, in this case, we're talking about cherries because of the antioxidants that are in there. That's gonna also, cherries reduce inflammation in the body, which will also relax the body a bit and remove some of the stress when your inflammation is gone, because inflammation in the body is oftentimes caused by stress. So you want to make sure that you're getting things like that in your body. The next thing, let's see, what else can we do? Now, this might be a great favor for a lot of people. Dark chocolate. Yes, I love chocolate. I have a chocolate machine, a melanger that's called, where I'm going to start making chocolate as soon as my space is finished. And we're going to be making chocolate. And this chocolate, of course, is going to be sugar-free chocolate. Now, dark chocolate is not the favorite of mine. It's the favorite of my daughter. She likes dark chocolate. But dark chocolate is not a favorite of mine, but it's good in helping to reduce anxiety and stress. So its bitter profile, it promises. Research says that, and this was published in the Journal of Depression and Anxiety, suggests that people who eat dark chocolate regularly are less likely to report depressive symptoms, while more research is needed to confirm in any causation due to this study's limited size. Adding a small amount in your routine certainly can't hurt. So, and this is talking about dark chocolate. And whenever we're talking about dark chocolate, you want to make sure that you are getting the dark chocolate, you want it higher in cocoa, right? So you want it to be high in cocoa. I believe it's like 75, 85%. It's going to be really on that bitter side, which is going to be very polarizing for some. But, promising research could tip the scales in the favor of having this frequent treat so you can enjoy the chocolate. Milk chocolate is my favorite, but if you need more chocolate, dark chocolate, there you go. Another food that can help fight anxiety and stress is going to be chamomile tea. And we all love a great cup of chamomile tea or something warm, even if you like coffee, after a long day. But chamomile tea, according to a 2016 clinical trial, the results were published in the Journal of Phytomedicine. It suggests that those who drank this tea over a long-term period, significantly reduced severe generalized anxiety disorder symptoms. So chamomile's role in anxiety reduction may have something to do with its ability to enhance your efforts to get to sleep on time. So Sleep. So chamomile tea is going to help you get to sleep on time, which is what is going to make you sleepy. I think I'm not sure if you remember sleepy time tea. I'm not sure what's all in sleepy time tea, but that's supposed to help you get to sleep. But again, chamomile tea, because it will help you to relax and help you to fall asleep, which in order for you to go to sleep, you need to be relaxing. So that's the main thing. All right. So the next thing that we have on the list that's going to help to improve your anxiety, assist you with anxiety and stress, kiwi. Now, the kiwi fruit. So, we're just talking about foods that will help to do this. So, kiwi. Some initial studies also indicate that a combo of vitamin C and E plus folate may help to reduce oxidative stress, which can lead to chronic inflammation. Again, we're taking care of inflammation in our body. Plus, they may help to promote serotonin production, the neurotransmitter associated with well being and happiness. And who doesn't want to be happy, feel better? So, kiwi is a fruit that will afford you all of that because it's rich in vitamin C, E, and folate. So, let's look at another one. I'm going through this pretty quickly here. So, seafood. And why would seafood be on the list? It's not all seafood. All seafood does not make this cut. But in particular, seafood that is rich in essential fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids. So salmon, mackerel, sardines, shellfish, you add those to your plate. You can do algae oil. I don't know if you know where you find algae oil. Also, I mean, you can do that if you're vegan or vegetarian, and you don't want to do the fish. But salmon, mackerel, sardines, and shellfish, and algae oil. So those foods um, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and that is going to help support your health and reduce in your body. Another food is avocados. So avocados, as we already know, some people like them. I'm not a big fan of avocados, but that's okay. So avocados are filled with vitamins B6 and magnesium, and that combo may help with serotonin production in the brain. So adding avocado slices, you can add that to whatever, yeah. Lots of people already know how to eat them with avocado slices with on an omelet or in a salad. You can put them in smoothies, anything that you would like to do with them that also help you get more fiber and healthy fats in your diet. So avocados can help to reduce stress by boosting your serotonin levels. Beans, beans, beans. So if you eat beans, beans and legumes like chickpeas, lentil beans, and other legumes, they provide antioxidants, vitamin B6 and magnesium, and they're rich in protein. So they're protein powerhouses. So, try and substitute them for red meat in some things. I don't know how you would really I don't know how you could really do that. I know you can do a bean burger, things like that if you're vegetarian or vegan. There's things like that that they do. They substitute the beans for meat. So, but make sure you add them to different things. Just add beans to a different variety of foods and salads and things like that. Whatever it is that you're eating as one of your sides. I know beans often make it to the table as the main as the main course, but let beans be like a side dish as well. So that is let's see, because of the B6 in them, that's really good. I think I mentioned earlier yogurt, but yogurt is great because of the probiotics. So, but you want to make sure that it has at least strands of live probiotics, and so that's going to work on your gut health. And then the next thing is whole grains. Whole grains are prebiotics. They fuel your body the probiotics. So they're fuel for the probiotics so that they can survive and thrive. Probiotics have to eat, and what they eat are prebiotics, and you can get those from whole grains like oats, barley, bran, and some fruits, some vegetables, some beans because of the fiber. That's where it's actually pulling the prebiotics from. Eating more of these foods help with the serotonin receptors in your GI tract, and they help them to function properly. And they've been linked to reducing your risk for chronic disease. So, whole grains, whole grains. You want to make sure you're getting in your whole grains. Feed the good bacteria. All right. Let's see. Milk has also, if you're not lactose intolerant, milk has um, been proven. And of course, it's kind of like an old wives' tale, but there's some science behind a glass of milk before bed because a cup of milk provides minerals like calcium, potassium, and magnesium. And magnesium, in particular, has been studied for its role in anxiety. So we're really talking about getting the magnesium here, but milk is a good source of magnesium. And 68% of Americans, they're not getting enough of this. So 68% of us are not getting enough of this mineral, magnesium. Pumpkin seeds is another way to help to fight with the anxiety and stress. Is another food. An ounce of pumpkin seeds provides nearly 20% of your daily value of magnesium. See, this is what we're talking about because we're talking about minerals. So a lot of times that our body may be deficient in minerals. So magnesium. So pumpkin seeds provides 20% of your daily value of magnesium plus potassium. You can just sprinkle those seeds on like on your salads or anything, that you're eating, or just grab a handful of pepitos, grab a handful of them and just chomp on them. Um, Also, you could do nuts like walnuts, peanuts, pistachios, cashews. Add them to your meals or snack on them because they're nutrient dense and uh, will help you to fight the stress. So what we're really talking about here is foods that are rich in the minerals. When you're mineral deficient, you will have a lot more stress and your gut will not be as healthy. And when you have all of those stresses, so you want to make sure that you're getting in your minerals. Make sure that if you're not tracking your minerals, I know we don't track it. I know we don't. We Micronutrients don't get tracked the way macronutrients do. Hey, Prince Joe 189. Um, Micronutrients don't get tracked the way that macronutrients do. So we really need to track our nutrients. That's really important because the micronutrients, that's really what's going on with your body. Macronutrients, yes. Micronutrients are the smaller, are the key and the smaller things. Um, Micronutrients, without them, micronutrients happen to be your vitamins and minerals. So without the micronutrients, heart don't beat, you know, bowels don't move because you're not cleaning your systems. Your organs will shut down without the micronutrients, and we don't track them enough. And I'm going to try and pull up my micronutrient chart here. And my computer is like so super slow, so if it doesn't pop up right away, because we were talking about this before. And there we go. So we had been discussing the micronutrients in a previous episode, and we were going over the various micronutrients, where you get them, how you find them. And so I listed those, giving you a list of foods that are high in some of those micronutrients. And I'm sorry, you gotta, this device is Powering is running out of juice. And let's get it. There we go. Get it powered up. All right. Hopefully everything comes back. So what we want to do is I'm going to pull up the get the micronutrient chart pulled up here. So we'll go over some of the micronutrients to help us to know what the benefits of them are. Bear with me. I didn't already have this chart up. I should already had it up. But my computer was freezing. It's no excuse, but it was freezing. So just trying to get the chart back. Let me search for it. Maybe that'll be a better way to find it. But you want to make sure that you're getting your micronutrients in every day. So, and here we go. So I have a guide that is a micronutrient guide. And if it pops open the way that it should, we'll go over some of those micronutrients. And do I know them all off the top of my head? No, not completely all of them off the top of my head. But it's a lot. It's a lot to remember, quite a bit. So let's dive in a little bit because we've mentioned some of them, um, but so we have the vitamins, and so let's go ahead. So some of the ones that you would need to help normalize, like chromium. If you're sugar addicted, chromium is going to be something. Is going to be one of those minerals that you're going to be probably be deficient in. And the reason why is I say that because chromium, if you get enough chromium in your system, well, chromium is what I took to stop eating sugar. So when I was, what I tried to take to stop eating sugar, it worked as long as I was taking the chromium. But when I stopped taking the chromium, the sugar cravings came back. So I needed something, it didn't completely eliminate the cravings the way that my cravings are eliminated now. So, but chromium is effective for because it forms part of the glucose tolerance factor to balance blood sugar. It helps to normalize hunger and reduce craving, and it improves your lifespan. It helps to protect DNA and RNA, which is essential for heart function. So, if you're deficient in chromium, you may have excessive cold, sweats, dizziness, or irritability. And see, that irritability is going to lead to stress. That's why I'm saying those minerals and things that you have to have in food that would help to alleviate the stress and the anxiety. So that irritability is going to be a part of that. So if you're deficient in chromium, you will want to eat foods that give you the want to that will give you chromium. Okay. So if you have cold hands and feet or need excessive sleep or drowsiness during the day, excessive thirst, and again, the addiction to sweet foods if you are chromium deficient. Um, so the types of foods that are rich in chromium is going to be like whole meal breads, like rye, things like that, like whole grains, right? Brewer's yeast, oysters, potatoes, but you're not going to be able to eat enough potatoes because potatoes are high in starch. So you probably won't consume enough potatoes to be able to get enough chromium out of them. Wheat germ, green peppers, eggs, chicken, apples, butter, parsnips, cornmeal, lamb, Swiss cheese. Those are all things that are high in chromium. So things that go against chromium that will also to make you chromium deficient are high intake of refined sugars and flours. and excess body fat. Do you see how this all works? So if you are sugar addicted, right? So you're sugar addicted. So you're going to have high intakes of refined sugars and flours, and you're probably going to have excess body fat. And all of that is going to lead to you being chromium deficient. And you have to take chromium. That's why when you take the chromium, it starts to work against that because they're adversaries. They go against each other, right? So let's talk about that magnesium. We didn't really, we saw that if you are low in magnesium, or those foods were rich in magnesium that we were discussing, a lot of them. So let's see what your deficiency symptoms are if you're deficient in magnesium. And this is why you need to eat foods that would be rich in magnesium. You would have muscle tremors or spasms, muscle weakness, insomnia. If you take magnesium, magnesium will help you to sleep. So, you would have insomnia or nervousness, and see that nervousness right there is going to increase your stress and your anxiety. And it's what your body feels, not what you're necessarily thinking mentally, but it's what your body is feeling. Because regardless as to what you're thinking, like you're going along as normal, your body is receiving everything as like that, and so you'll have that stress or anxiety. Also, if you're deficient in magnesium, you may have high blood pressure or irregular heartbeat, constipation, hyperactivity, depression. Okay, so there we go with depression, anxiety, and things like that. So you need magnesium. Confusion, fits of convulsion, lack of appetite. That's your girl right here. That's your girl right here. I that's definitely me where I have lack of appetite. Calcium deposits in soft tissues, such as like kidney stones and things like that. But so you need to get your daily dose of magnesium. So, what's rich in magnesium? The top foods are pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, which I absolutely love sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, wheat germ, almonds, cashew nuts, brewer's yeast again, buckwheat flour, Brazil nuts. And Brazil nuts are also high in, oh, I can't think of it. They're high in another mineral that you need as well. Peanuts, pecan nuts, cooked beans, garlic, raisins, green peas, potatoes, the skin of the potato, and crab. So you want to be sure to get that. So what are the adversaries of magnesium? Is going to be large amounts of calcium in dairy, um, proteins, fats, things like that. All bran phytates, which is like wheat bread and things like that. That's why your diet has to be balanced so that you're getting enough of the things in that you need. All right, so let's look again. I'm scrolling down. There are a lot of these minerals that we need, but I want to try and key in on the ones that bring about the irritability, and things like that to your body. So, another one is potassium, and that's what keeps your heart going. Let me pull this up here. Do, 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 do. Okay, so potassium. Potassium helps to promote healthy nerves and muscles and maintain a fluid balance in the body, and it relaxes muscles. See, there we go with relaxation, right? And it helps secretion of insulin for blood sugar control, and it helps to produce constant energy, involved in metabolism, and it maintains heart function and stimulates gut movements. That's why we're talking about that, because it's very important, as it helps with your promotes healthy nerves. So when you're deficient, you might have a rapid irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, pins and needles, irritability. For those of you who are doing keto. For those of you who are doing keto, you want to pay very close attention to this, because if you start to have irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, pins and needles, you probably are getting to the point where you're potassium deficient. Um, you also might have irritability, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, swollen abdomen. Maybe have some cellulite. low blood pressure resulting from an imbalance of potassium and sodium ratio, and confusion and mental tiredness. So those are the things, symptoms for when you're deficient in potassium. So what are the adversaries of potassium? Well, let's get to the top foods that are potassium is found in. So potassium is found, top foods will be watercress, endive, cabbage, celery, parsley, courgettes. I gotta remember what courgettes are. Eggplant, radishes, cauliflower, mushrooms, pumpkin, molasses. Molasses is like really, really high in in potassium. Bananas and coconut. So what goes against coconut, the adversary of I'm sorry, the adversary of potassium is going to be excess sodium from salt, alcohol, sugar, of course, and if you take certain diuretics or laxatives and corticosteroid drugs, and of course, stress. So you want to make sure that you are getting enough potassium in your system, because without it, you will have a lot of problems. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that up here because I just wanted to cover those few things, because those are the things that relates to, for the micronutrients, as it relates to um, your stress level and anxiety. So, and those are, when you're deficient in those micronutrients, you will have some issues with your stress and anxiety. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you want to hear the rebroadcast of this, I said I was putting them out over on Anchor, but actually these are going into my library. Things like this are going into the library over at membership.sairnt.com, and that's membership.sairnt.com. Those are going into an exclusive, these are all going into an exclusive library. I'm recording it, you're grabbing the information now, but if you ever want to listen to the rebroadcast of these particular episodes, of these particular things, they're going into the library at membership.sairnt.com. They're going to be archived over there for those who are members of that site of SAIR Nutritional Therapy, of SAIRNT. Those who have the exclusive membership over there. If you want to know more about that, you can go over to membership.com. I'm sorry, membership.sairnt.com and check it out. All right, that's it for today. If you want to get a hold of the sweetener, you can go to somesweet.com. You can also go over to any of the other websites, sairnt.com, sairnt.com, membership.sairnt.com. It's available on those websites. And anything else, I also want to just remind you, keep drinking your water. And until next time,